Greetings! This infinite source truth is made possible by the generous contributions and support of viewers like you. Please consider making a contribution now. Thank you.
You need to verify it for yourself. You need your programmed pendulum, especially with all of the information that I am going to be sharing with you. You won't hardly be able to believe it. And that's just to believe it. You need to know it. It is that important. Use your programmed pendulum. I've given you the video that shows you how to program your pendulum, how to choose a pendulum. You need to do that. All right. I need to let you know that the soulless ones, the entities, are artificial intelligence within this matrix game. The physical bodies that they are attached to are simply non-functioning biological bodies that are being kept alive by the energy that this game is generating. They do not have consciousness or minds. Those bodies do not have consciousness or minds. Each of the artificial intelligence, soulless entities that are in this game are simply artificial intelligence. They have a script and a program. That's what they are. They are a program that's running within this matrix. Source players are the only ones who have senses and feelings in this game, because that's why we're here, is to have the experience of a material world with senses and feelings. The biological bodies are being kept alive via the energy that is being created within this matrix illusion. We are all hooked up into this matrix illusion on this level in order to be able to experience it. We are the batteries that are powering and giving life support to the other bodies that are attached, which are actually our sperm and egg. That they have created another body from us that is being grown for commercial purposes, for the chemicals that are within the body, as well as the meat and other drugs that can be made from those bodies. And it is a drug, and it is being sold and consumed and eaten. So yes, we are the batteries that are keeping our offspring alive that have no soul. They are the soulless ones. They do not have minds. They do not have consciousness. They are simply the biological bodies in vegetative state, being grown for food and drugs and other purposes, waiting to be harvested. That's as much as I can really give you right now without getting into the details of what's going on, which is going to be very difficult to explain. But before I do that, I need to go back all the way to the beginning so that you can understand the journey of how we got to where we are. It is actually quite fascinating. So we are basically the life support for those. Remember that your source, you are not that physical body that is in that physical realm. You are source. You are source that is entrapped in a soul that is in that body. That's the only way that you could experience a physical sensations and a physical world, was to experience it in that manner. Because there's nothing physical about us as source. And when I said that they have turned up the fear and pain from the soulless ones in this game, it's simply creating a chemical reaction in the bodies of the soulless ones.
they do not have consciousness. They do not have minds. They are not, it's artificial intelligence. They're hooked up to a computer and they're being stimulated to cause these responses in the bodies of these things. But the way they're doing it is they're showing it through the entities, the soulless ones that are walking around you with fears and pain. Before, there was never an association of there being fear and pain being piped into these empty bodies. And this is done to prepare them for the harvest. But the entities have no feelings. If they did not show these feelings and emotions, then we as source players would know that they're fake, that they're not real. And then the entire matrix would just kind of fall apart once you start realizing that it's not real and that these are soulless ones or entities, that they're not what you think they are. Then, well, the game is kind of exposed. And once the game is exposed, it's easy to pick apart, and then you start realizing what's going on. And then it becomes easier and easier to actually beat the game. So, yes, if they didn't show any emotions and they were walking around like zombies, sound familiar? Then we would definitely know that they were not us. But the love, affection, orgasm, all of these things are simply a programmed response, because if they were any different than we are, we would know that they weren't real, that they were different than us. So they have been programmed with emotions to appear as though they have emotions, to appear as if they're experiencing pain and pleasure and all of these things. They are programmed that way so that we can't tell the difference between a soulless one and a source player. Now, why weren't they giving those feelings and sensations for real? Because you as the source player are the only ones in this game that actually experience these things. You're the only ones who have need of experiencing these things, because that's why you're here, to experience emotions and senses, to generate the power to keep the matrix running. The entities are simply draining the energy that you are creating by the emotions. And if they were to have emotions also, that would be a waste of the power. And so as a power conservation, there is no need for them to have the actual feelings and sensations within their body. There would be no purpose. It would be a waste of programming and energy to create that within the bodies. Think of Westworld, the latest now on HBO, which is got a lot of interesting stuff in it from a source player standpoint and them putting out truth to you. But I don't say run and watch that, because there's a lot of sex and stuff in there. It's not going to help you in raising your frequency so that you can create. You have escaped the matrix. There is no question about that. That is irrevocable. You will be leaving whenever you go to sleep your last time and you enter the death stage of this. There will be no soul traps or anything else. You'll simply go to sleep and awaken to your source awareness and your source self and who you really are outside of this matrix system. So that pretty much covers the part of it. There's going to be a lot more of these videos that I will be doing, and I will put some warnings up front. I'm going to say a couple of things about this whole thing. Okay, so it's easy to look at this illusion that we're in and simply remain here in this illusion. And that's what we have been doing for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Hundreds of thousands of years. We have lived this life so many times, like Groundhog Day, except for we have had our mind wiped every single time. We haven't had the benefit of remembering who we were. Because if we entered this matrix and we remembered who we were, there would have been no challenge. Because we would have known that we were the creators of this thing, and it would have been absolutely no challenge whatsoever. We would have been out of here really quick. There would have been no challenge.
But to know this information, to know and comprehend the whole matrix and what it really is and how it came to be and what has been going on, really kind of sets you free from this illusion, and it makes you realize what you have been involved in. Not to be emotionally attached to that biological mass, and I'm going to call it a biological mass because that's not me, that's not you, that is there in the physical realm, in the condition that that physical body is in. That is not who we are. We are source, and source can't be contained in a body except for our consent and creation of this matrix and creating this thing. So you have to get away from the thought of you personally. You can't take this personally. This isn't this, your flesh and blood that you're experiencing right now, this illusion, is not who you really are. You are the greatest creator of all. And you have fallen asleep. You've gone into a dream inside of a dream. And you're just now waking up to your state of being. And when you can wrap your mind around it, then you realize what you need to do to raise yourself up and to create your reality the way you want it to be by raising your frequency. Your frequency is going to determine how much you experience of what is coming, what is in the script that is yet to come. You've been set free from a lot of limitations, and now it's up to you to finish your creation before you leave this experience at the end of this life. So, I'm going to leave this video on that end note. You are a powerful creator. Raise your frequency. Remove the animal meat, flesh, and blood from your food consumption list. They are not food for source players. And then begin to make a good, strong connection with your source self and become powerful within this matrix experience. You can do this. You can have the best life you've ever experienced, and you can have it now. Abundant thanks to my current supporters. You are so appreciated and valued. Abundance, health, and prosperity to you all.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. If you found this life-changing, please consider giving a contribution and consider supporting monthly or giving a single gift via PayPal. Links are in the description box below. And be sure to check out these links for guided self-hypnosis meditations.